Hi guys, it's me, Brooke. Now the first video I posted on this channel was a makeup tutorial for New Year's, but this video is a little different. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you about different types of makeup. Now, you know what you're thinking. Things are pretty basic, right? Eyeshadow, different colors, blush, foundation, powder. Pretty simple, right? Well, actually, no it isn't. There's all different types of makeup out there, and it gets really detailed. So I decided to make a video just telling you about everything so that you can know a little bit more about what I'm talking about when I make makeup videos. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is eyeshadow. Now, you might be thinking, isn't it just different colors? I mean, they all come in these convenient packages like this, and they come with the little sponge brush. Well, no, there's so many different types. But the first type I'm going to start with is pigment. Now, this is the same one that I used in my first video. It's from MAC, it's Kitschmas, and it comes in a jar because it's all powder. See? Now, it comes with this little thing on top, so that way it doesn't all spill out when you open it. And the type of brush that you're going to need comes in a little set like this, which has 5 different brushes in it. You can get this from any drugstore. I got mine at Target. You're going to need a brush like this. Now, they come in all different sizes. This is just the one I have right now. And this will pick up all the pigments so that when it goes in your eye, it comes off smooth. So this is the kind of brush you're going to want to use. Now, this is just a travel size, but it comes in all different sizes. Another good one for it is a brush like this, just another bristle brush. Now, the reason why this type of brush, this is probably familiar to you, just a little sponge you wipe on. It won't work because this type of sponge-y thing that's on the end will not pick up the pigments. They'll just fall over the place and make a mess. And half the stuff that you put on the brush won't even get on your eyes. So you definitely want to stay away from a brush like that when using this product. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk to you about all is in this nice little makeup kit I got from Sephora. This was $24 on sale. And you can find these at any makeup store. Even a drugstore might have them. Just comes with a bunch of stuff. So the first shadow I'm going to talk to you about that's in this set is a shimmer shadow. Now, you've probably seen it before. It's a very common type of eyeshadow. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know if the camera will really pick it up. But if you can see, there's a little bit of a luster to it, kind of like a metallic would have. And that's basically what it is. It's like a metallic shadow, you could also refer to it as. And it's not quite as extreme, sparkly as a glitter shadow like this one. You can see it's just sparkling all over. That is a glitter shadow, but the one I showed you before, the light pink and the silver, are shimmer. Now, the shimmer are a little bit more subtle than the glitter, so I prefer shimmer most of the time because it still gives you that little bit of sparkle without just going all out. And it's definitely really important to know the difference between the two, because when using makeup, if the look that a glitter has and the look that a shimmer has is very different and obvious when it's on you, and even when it's in the packaging. So you definitely want to know the difference. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is probably one of the most basic shadows. It is called a matte shadow. And for those of you who don't really know what matte is, matte means no shimmer, no luster, no sparkle to it at all, just very plain. And it is like this blue, right below the glitter. As you can see, it's not shimmering, it's not sparkling, it's just very plain. And it's a very good base to things, and it's a very good everyday look, because it's definitely not as dressed up as a shimmer or glitter is. Now, when using these types, the types that just come in the little squares, the kind of brush you want to use will usually come with this set. This is usually the only brush that they give you is the little sponge. And you just rub it on. Very simple. So that's these types of shadows that are powdery. Now, the next type of shadow I'm going to talk about, which I don't currently have, I'm all out, is a cream shadow. And what a cream shadow is It's kind of like those lip glosses that you get in the little pots that come with that little brush, like these in the middle. And it has that type of texture, and I prefer to use my fingers as an applicator because your body heat will melt it a little, which will make it have a smoother appliance when you're putting it on, and it's a little bit more easy to manipulate. And then the final type, which I'm also out of, because it's not my personal favorite, but I will use it occasionally, is a stick shadow. It's like this eyeliner, and how you put that on is you get a sharpener for it, and when it's sharp, you apply it, and then you use your finger to rub it. It's sort of similar to a cream shadow, but in a stick. And it's not, I like to use it most of the time if I'm trying to look for an eyeliner that's a really neat color, or if I'm trying to apply a thick type of eyeliner because it's a little bit easier. And that wraps up talking about eyeshadows. Now the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is face makeup. Face makeup is a very important thing because when you put it on, it applies a blank canvas for the rest of your makeup, because putting on makeup is like painting a picture, and you want to have a nice smooth surface. But I'm not going to talk about the basics. First I'm going to talk about blushes and bronzers, like these four in the middle. Now this one up here is a bronzer. It can be used as a blush for your cheeks or as an all-over face product. Now this is a powder formula, which is basically the only formula bronzer comes in. And this will give you a more bronzed tan look, hence the name. And it usually will have a shimmer. Some of them can be matte. I don't like to use it all over my face most of the time because I feel like it makes me look shiny. But, I mean, it's really a personal choice. It's a preference thing. When using bronzer, you're going to use a brush like this, which is probably something you've seen before, you know, put it all over. And that will help you get a smooth appliance of your face. You want to make sure when you're using bronzer that it's even. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is blush. And everybody knows what that is. Goes in your cheeks, of course. And this is a peach tone. It's a little more soft and innocent, a little more subtle. Now, it's really not good for all skin tones. I don't really like it on a darker skin tone. It's usually better on a paler or tannish tone. Then there's rosy colored blush. It gives you that natural flush look, which looks great on all skin tones, but it can be a little harsh on people who are paler skin. So if you do have a lighter skin, you're definitely going to want to go easy on the blush. And a plum color, which I'll show you a little later, is probably better for you. So when applying blush, you really want to get it on the apples of your cheeks. So to do that, you just smile really big, get your blush, and just go over the part that's popping out. And that'll give you an even look without getting it all over your face. And sometimes if you want to bring out your cheekbones, you want to take a bronzer that isn't too much darker than your skin. Stop making a fishy face and go along that line it kind of shows, and it'll really bring out your cheekbones. Now the next color, which I said I would talk about, is a plum color, which is something like this. It's matte, and it's one of my personal favorites because I do have lighter skin, well, at least during the winter. So this is definitely one of my favorite things because it gives you the blushy look without being bright red, because that is what a rosy tone blush can do when you have paler skin. So sometimes, even if in my video I suggest rosy color, you might want to use plum instead, which is perfectly fine. I'm sure you'll look great no matter what. Now, the next face makeup I'm going to discuss is concealer, which is a very important thing to have. Now, you're going to want to find one that's right for your skin tone. The right kind of concealer for your skin tone is one that's about one shade lighter than your skin, because when you're trying to conceal acne or dark circles, which I'm sure most of us have, then you're going to want to have it lighter so that it blends. Now, this is an example of one that might be good for someone who's tan, and this is mine. These are liquid, but there's definitely more than one kind of concealer. Some of them come in tubes like this, kind of like a lipstick looking. except you'll know it's not lipstick because it's the same as your skin tone. And it doesn't matter which one you use, they all work perfectly fine. It's really just what you like better. If you like the feeling of a liquid better, or the feeling of a stick better. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is powder, which you put over your foundation. And you want to make sure it's basically the same color as your skin tone, and it'll all blend out. Sometimes you want to do it a shade lighter, depending on what you prefer. And some of them will come with this little sponge, but I don't prefer to use it for that purpose, unless I'm using this as my foundation, which I don't usually do. So you want to take this kind of brush. It's the same kind of brush I showed you earlier for blush, except this one's a little fuller and normal size. And you just want to get in there and then dust it all over your face. It basically just sets your makeup so that it doesn't slide and get really oily and gross. And then there's foundation, which I don't have with me right now, but it will come in a little jar, and it's a liquid that you want to use a stippling brush. And a stippling brush is just kind of similar to this, but a little pointier. You want to dab it and then rub it all over. Now, another good way to do it is to just give it a crisscross motion all over, and it'll all smooth out. And you want to make sure that's even before you put your powder on, because you don't want to look like you have X's all over your face either. So, that's about foundation and all different types of face makeup. And that is all I have to tell you about that.